Hey Witches of the Moon, it is just Spellbound here. Sorry, my phone was dead, so I couldn't do it there, so I just decided to hop on and do live, which is fine. So, hi, how are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. It is Wednesday, which I forgot about until this morning. Man. Okay, so we're going to jump right in. 13 reasons why uh, I love to be a witch. So I have a list here. So if I'm looking down, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to go back and forth and ramble also, because that's something else I enjoy doing, I guess. Okay, so let me pre- preface this with saying that my witchcraft practice goes hand in hand with my spiritual practice. It is not one or the other. I know some people practice witchcraft but don't link it to their spiritual practice. I am not that person. So, the thing that I love about it is one of the things that I love about it is how it does connect me to my spirituality, how witchcraft and my own practice of it is so deeply connected to my spiritual belief system and how I view my own spiritual practice. It's in everything. It is in everything that I do. I am not only a witch who practices at the full moon. I am not only a witch. I am a witch who practices when I mop the floor, who practices when I am cleaning the bathroom, cooking dinner, taking care of my animals, taking care of my children. It is very much ingrained with everything. So it is not just the practice of witchcraft, it is a complete lifestyle. And so, between the connection that it gives me to my deity, to my guides, to my ancestors, to the ancestors of my land, it is so interwoven with everything that I do. Um, and it makes me feel so grounded in who I am as a person and what I'm doing. And I think that's something really special. And I don't think that a lot of people get that from their religious belief. I think a lot of people, even in the pagan community, even here, we have a list of things that other people said. This is what to do. This is why we do it. This is how you call quarters. This is how you do this. And I don't think that a lot of people, and maybe it's changing now. When I was younger, it was about books and what other people told you to do, and that was kind of how you got your foot in the door. I love the freedom that being a witch gives me. It is the freedom that, like I said, I think that a lot of people, at least in my area, do not get with their religion. And I think it is something so special when you are able to tap into that and realize that you are in charge of your relationship with your deity. You are in charge with your relationship for your ancestors. And that's what witchcraft gives me. So there was a couple of things all wrapped up into one. I also really love the mindfulness of witchcraft. I love the looking for the ingredients. I love learning new things that I can use to be part of my practice because while I am eclectic, I also think there is something so special about knowledge being passed down of what worked well for your ancestors, of um, what, I'm sorry, of what goes into certain spell work and why you're doing that spell work. I think that people often act in a way that they are just reacting. They don't. A lot of people aren't thinking about how they should be reacting or why they're reacting that way. And I think that shadow work is very important and coincides with all of this. But it's the mindfulness that witchcraft gives you. And okay, if you're, I don't know, I keep saying a lot of people, and I have to stop saying that, but people don't like to do curse work and don't like to do hex work, and that's fine and great. And I'm not, I'm not quick to do it, but I think that in the process of looking at those things, you really get a sense of why you want to do that. What's making you say, here's my stopping point. And so when you're laying out the ingredients for a spell, a curse, a ritual, it really makes you kind of dig in deep of why you're doing these things, of why you want different attributes to come into play. And I think that's really important. I think it's really important to recognize the energy that you're putting out and to understand it. And I think witchcraft makes me do that. I like being in charge. I already talked about that. Witchcraft is amazing to me because of the doors that it's opened for me. And as far as friendships and connections in the community, client work, there's the list goes on and on with the amount of doors that can be open to you when you open yourself up to other people. And I didn't start doing that until recently. And there's such huge value in having that sense of community. For me, as a solitary um, practitioner, it's really important to have people who are around you, who support you, who understand you, even if they don't follow exactly the same path, they understand your journey because they're either on it too or they've been there, done that. And I think for me, that has been so essential in my growth as a human being, as a spiritual person, that the connections that I've made with other spiritual people has been really incredible. I'm just going to go on to the growth that you get from being a witch, because like I said, it makes you kind of analyze things a bit differently than if, and I'm only comparing this because I was Catholic. It makes you look over things differently than it is to pull out a rosary and do, 10 Hail Marys. It really makes you take a step back and go, okay, is this what I want to be putting out today? Is this, why am I doing this work? Why you can't be in a bad mood cooking dinner for your kids after doing preparations of prayer and spell work on top of it. So I bless my food for my children. How can you be in a bad mood doing that? You really can't, because it brings you to a place of love. It doesn't bring you to a place of anger. So while you might be worked up and your day's so crazy and things are hectic and I get stressed out and I'm home and we're in Corona and it's all these things, but then when I go to cook dinner, I have to take that centering breath and go, okay, here. It makes you, it grounds you, and the growth that comes from being able to ground yourself and realize what's happening and change the direction of your energy is so critical to my day. So critical. Okay, so these are all like kind of just going one into the other. So I'm sorry, I'm not keeping track of numbers here. But what I wrote down is there's an answer for everything, and there's a marketable change when doing a spell versus doing nothing. So what I was thinking with that was, for me, if I do nothing and I sit on the couch and stew, right? Because that's what I do. I'm a stewer. I think about things and I go over and over and over and over about what I'm worried about, things, people, consequences, all of these things. If I do spells, if I do a prayer, a really good meditative prayer of energy, or a quick spell, it immediately changes my mindset into something positive, because 9 times out of 10, I'm putting out something positive to help myself, to help my kids, to help someone I care about. So for me, that change off of like, well, am I going to sit here and dwell on something that is completely out of my control, is something completely outside the scope of what I'm able to handle and what I'm able to make a tangible difference in? Or am I going to do a spell and put that energy out there in a positive way to circle that energy back around and hopefully change the situation that I or my loved one is in? And I think that, for me, is another really giant plus of why I love being a witch. I love what being a witch has taught me. It has taught me so many. I can't even express to you all of the lessons that I've learned. I've learned how important it is to recognize other people and their journey. I've learned so much about myself. Forget about other people. I've learned about me. Hi, we're going in and going out. It's fine. Um, it's it's what I feel like everybody should take away out of a day is how to accept and acknowledge other people because you want to be accepted and acknowledged. And it's not something fast. If you have had a tumultuous past, if you have emotions and sadness and things stored up, witchcraft teaches you how to navigate that in a spiritual way to where you are not negatively affecting other people with your own crap. Um, okay, how it has connected my family, my immediate family, me and my kids, and it has it has made for such cool and different family time to where I can say, you know what, it could be anything. And if you put a magical spin on it, if you make it a lesson, if you make it a learning point that they're not even realizing it's happening, they just want to be around. They want to see you. They want to be involved. And once I open myself up to doing that with my children, it has been so much fun. Holidays are so much fun. Um, it's like my 3-year-old, my 4-year-old was outside helping me build a fairy circle because that's what I called it, even though it's going to be my sacred space outside. For her, she said, "Mom, this is where the fairies can go." Perfect. Boom. She was in it, you know? And it's fun to let them have a hand in what you're doing, and then you're teaching the next generation as well. Now, my kids can do whatever they want. If one of them wants to be Catholic, if one of them wants to be pagan, I don't care as long as they're happy and have a good self-awareness of what they're doing. So I think you just want your kids to be moral and sweet and good, and you don't want them to be bad. I'm sorry, my dog keeps going under the table, unlike my children. He is not sweet and good. Come out. So I've really liked how it has connected me and my kids in a way where um, I don't think a lot of people take the time to do that because our lives are busy, and I think um, you know it's hard sometimes. It really is hard. Um, oh, I think that is all on my list. So almost 15 minutes in, and thank you for watching, and I cannot wait to see you all next week. All right, blessed be. Have a wonderful week. Oh my goodness, I'm still not good at this. Bye.